What is up, everybody? Turboverse TV today. So we have an interesting post on Twitter. So apparently, the Days Gone creative director and writer John Gaiman said that if you love a game and want a sequel, you should buy it at full price. You should buy it at a effing full price. And it's kind of like he had a very hot take right there, which I kind of agree and kind of disagree. This is my stance right here. That if it's a game you're not really too sure about, like Days Gone, like that game was very buggy at launch. It wasn't like a great package when it first came out, but I don't know, man. This whole full price thing, and it's like if you want to get a sequel, you gotta make sure the game does well at the full price point. But that game was buggy. It was not a great game at launch. And it still has some issues too. Like it was a long game, extremely long game, and a lot of people complain about the length of the game. Saying it was extremely drawn out, which I kind of agree with. The game was kind of long, so I just don't know about this whole statement. Like, sure you want sequels, but some of these games are not worth the full price of $60. So like when this game, I don't think this game was worth $60 to be honest. But he says, hey, if you want the game, a sequel, you should buy that full price, which is like only pay full price for games that I know I'm going to enjoy. Like a game that has a track record of being good. Like if GTA 6 comes, I'm gonna buy that game day one, or Grand or Red or like I don't know, like the Spider-Man 2 for example, the new Spider-Man game. I know that game is gonna be good because I'm gonna buy the game day one. So let's see if people are thinking about this. So it says, dude just shot himself in the foot. No matter why they rejected your sequel idea, the line of the witch and the audacity of this bee. He wasn't even there when a sequel was pitched. He left 6 days after the game was released to work on a book. Okay. Why would you pay full price for a sugar honey iced tea game like Days Gone? LOL. Hitman, I'm so glad not to be that guy these days. LMAO is actually funny because the game sucks balls. OMG, how do we stop the player from exploring our open world game? Gasoline, brilliant, Darren. I wouldn't say the game. I actually enjoyed Days Gone, but it did have some flaws in it. Like it definitely has some flaws in that game. That it's like you can't complain about people not buying your game day one when it's like it has some flaws in it. So it wasn't like an amazing game like that. It's like I don't know. This whole risking. I'm not in the business of risking $60 for games I'm not sure about. That doesn't make sense to me. If you love my money and want to get more, you should release the game in a effing finished state, which I agree with. A lot of these games are not finished. They have like ridiculous like five patches, 5 day one patches on release day. That's like over like 20 gigabytes like a piece. So it's like you miss me with the whole like you want to guarantee this money where your game isn't finished. Like you're just releasing half finished products. Random dude guy who launched unfinished AAA mess has the audacity to tell people to be happy to pay full price for a set unfinished mess. Exactly. Remember the times when games actually were finished? It's been a while, about 2 decades a while. I'll still pay full price for good games. Exactly. I think most people pay full price for games that they know they have the direct with the companies have a good track record of making dirt games. So I think people have a problem paying full price for those games. It's the same situation as Titanfall 2. People love the game now, and yet at launch it was completely ditched for the likes of Battlefield and Call of Duty. And just touching on a point, well, he said you got to buy the game at full price to guarantee the sequel. Like, don't like the whole like DLC. Like, don't that encourage people to don't that like encourage them to make a sequel as well? People are buying like the DLC or like after like the post launch window, people are buying it when the game was on sale. So I guess only like full when you buy it at full price, that's the only thing that they go by or something. I thought it would go by more than just the launch numbers of a game when it first comes out. So yeah, the same like movies. Like I'm pretty sure they go by like other than just like the first like week at the box office. I'm pretty sure they would go by like how it did on like streaming services, online sales, like the digital shops for the movies, like the week the remaining times in the theaters after the first week they would go by the Blu-ray and DVD sales. I thought they'd go by like a whole combination of that stuff, like saying. But apparently the video game industry is different. I thought it was I thought it worked. I thought it went like a lot more based on just like the original launch sales of the game. So who knows? I never buy games at full price anymore, except Nintendo first party games. If you wait for a sale, you literally never play the game. Um, and I don't care if they get a sequel or not. Okay, kind of in the same stance too. Like only really mainly just buy the Nintendo first party games, unless it's like a really big AAA game I know is gonna be good from mainly like a Sony property. But other than that, kind of the same boat. It's only a very few games I buy day one. Yeah. If everyone would think like you, gaming wouldn't have evolved. But is it our fault or is it these industries' fault? Where it's like you got games that's not worth $60 or not worth 60, or nowadays they're worth $70. Like Godfall, that game they charged $7 for that game, and that game wasn't great. What was the other one? Destruction All Stars. That game's gonna be $70, and they made it free on the PS what was it, PS Plus, and people still didn't play that game. People still thought that game was trash. So this is a pretty bad track record of games being full price. That they definitely shouldn't be that full price. So this guy says, except you don't know if you'll love a game until you play it. Exactly. Like how would you know you're gonna love a game until you actually play the game? Unless it's a sequel to a game you loved before. Like how would you know? So being hesitant with how much you spend on certain games is a given. That's just smart. And like, do PC? I know PC gamers. They're usually known for like waiting for these games to go on sale like cheap. They call PC guys like the cheap gamers. So it's like I don't understand. Isn't the PC market still thriving? So I don't understand this whole like you can't get a sequel unless the game does really well at launch. I don't understand the logic. Except that the game is coming from Rockstar and Naughty Dog. Yeah, people are gonna buy those games day one because they have a track record of making great games. That's what I was trying to say before, but yeah, he said it pretty much right here. Games like those people will buy for $70, not Days Gone 2. God of War Ragnarok, that's gonna sell like crazy. People gonna buy this game day one off the rip. And so this is a game people gonna buy day one. PSN gave the game for free, so think how bad it is. Yeah, like he makes a good example. He makes a good point right here. I guess God of War, Monster Hunter World, Persona 5, all Turbo games, because he pretty much gave those games away for free as well too. So I wouldn't go with that logic because it's free. It's a bad game. I wouldn't go with that exactly. That logic right there. So you want people to buy the effing game at full price on release. Then later down the line, in most cases, you release a DLC for more money, and then even sometime later, you can release the game again with all the DLC at the price, even sometimes less than the original. Okay. Maybe if the industry got his head out of his ass and delivered quality and not broken products and not price gouge the consumer, I might feel more inclined to buy games at full price. But given that statement, I'm gonna double down on buying used. It's like we do have that option, so he's not wrong about that. You have that option to buy a game used. So, but then again, if you do want to get a sequel, you probably should buy the game. You probably should find a way to support the developers though. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like if you buy a game, let's say if you do buy a game used, you buy like the DLC for a game, you're still supporting the developers, right? So should now like accumulate to the overall scheme of the game getting a sequel. So let's see. He says I paid for the collector's edition. The game was fun, but launch was rough. Yeah, the launch for that game was very rough. It was so buggy. This guy's out of his effing mind. Like you don't like a game without playing it. Especially since games don't got demos now. Games rarely have demos, if at all. So that's kind of like the whole full price thing is kind of like people aren't risking to pay full price for games they know they're not gonna really enjoy like that. Unless you're just like rich and you just don't care. Haha, you really expect people to buy games till a launch for full price after all that sugar on iced tea and buggy messes we already got? Days Gone included. It was so broken that I couldn't progress and had to restart mid-game, so I lost interest and never finished it. Same with Cyberpunk 27. So Cyberpunk 27 for me, like the game was so buggy and broken. I was like, I didn't want to finish it. I just gave up on the game. Just wait for them to fully patch the game. So it's not a reason why people aren't buying these games day one anymore. Because it's like you get burnt too many times. Like it's too many times I've been burnt on games to buy games day one. Like I love Bethesda, I love the Fallout games, but Fallout New Vegas, that was a game I bought day one on Amazon, and that game stopped working. I had to fully restart the game, fully just restart my save file. I had like over like 5 hours invested, and the game froze. It crashed on me. So it's like people get burnt too many times by these games day one because the games are either like buggy or it's like it's too much nonsense. So Let's see. So he says, nah, I played the game and it's born AF. It came with my PS4 at the time. Thank God I didn't pay for it. He's kind of right, but at the same time, it's just not economically possible for everyone. I pre-ordered and it's one of my favorite games. Everyone has their own opinion. What others think is good or not. I don't judge anyone for their opinion on the game, but I don't think buying it at a price should really matter. We can enjoy it or not, no matter what price we paid. He's right, 100%. So there's somebody who agrees with that guy. Nope, not everybody has the budget to buy everything at full price. Besides, that many retailers at the price $20 higher than what was recommended. Advertise it better and maybe make a better game next time, LMAO. I literally only saw one trailer for this game in E3 and it was out for 3 months before I even knew it. How are we supposed to know if we love a game before we purchase it? Also, stay out of our pockets. He's acting like we control the sales. If he don't STFU and do his job, or if you want people to buy games at launch, then it's just to stop releasing incomplete broken games. I don't understand why they really don't do demos anymore. Like, what's the point? Why don't they do demos anymore? Like, I know people. I'm probably gonna show my age right here, but we had like the stores like what was it, Game Crazy? You get to actually try a game off for like 30 minutes, a new game, and see, hey, if you like the game, you can just pick it up and buy it. That's how I bought like the I played what, Batman Arkham Asylum at the time when that game first came out. I played that game for 30 minutes. I fell in love with that game. I bought the game on the spot. I was like, we need to have stuff like that again, or at least demos or something, so you can know if you can like a game or not. Like, I think the most recent game that had a demo was like Resident Evil Village, but we barely get demos anymore. So I don't understand how you expect people to pay full price for these games when it's like you don't know if you're gonna like these games or not. Um, I am the consumer. I'll buy it at the cheapest, most convenient, accessible way possible. For me, you entitled brat. You worry about creating value and making me change my mind, not to live around. Jesus, it's Batman slapping Robin. Was this an actual thing in the comics? Why's Batman slapping Robin? Okay. Haha, joke is on you. I hate it all because the damn radio won't shut up with meaningless dialogue that doesn't impact what I'm doing. 1 hour into the game and it didn't even grab my attention, so no, I wouldn't buy it at full price because games cost too much. Yeah, especially now they got the $7 price point now, so you definitely gonna be more consumer savvy on what you're buying, especially paying $70 now. Yeah, so I'm included right there. People are not happy with this guy's statement. It's like maybe like I only saw like one person who agreed with this guy's statement. People are not like, hey, we're not gonna buy your game at full price if we don't know what we're gonna get. Like we haven't even played the game first, why we gonna pay full price for it? So yeah, it's only a select few games people are gonna buy day one. And I think some of those games was mentioned before, like Horizon Zero Dawn, the Nintendo first party games, God of Ragnarok, the Rockstar games. Those games people gonna buy those games day one. But other games like Days Gone or like these, especially like Returnal coming up, people are probably not gonna buy those games at full price. Just being honest. But yeah, definitely see your thoughts about this down below. Do you agree with this statement, or do you disagree? Let me know down below. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.